Welp, we're back at it again. Since I uploaded my first video about rhythm-based levels in GD, a few new ones popped up over the next few months. And let me tell you, they've become even more insane than the previous ones. From a very fun rhythm concept to games like also being recreated, this is the second part of GD's rhythm-based levels. Tombstone Project is a platformer level that rains down projectiles on your to the beat of the music. On top of being very well decorated, it also serves as a difficult challenge for anyone daring enough to try it. The level itself is actually based on a bullet hell rhythm game called Project Arrhythmia, which is all about dodging objects and projectiles to the beat. Even if the game it pays homage to is in early access, the level makes a big effort to represent what it is about in the GD editor, and honestly, I'm actually stunned even when watching gameplay of it. The music sync, the attention to detail in every percent, the fast-paced vibe it brings, it is amazing. I really hope I see something similar from the creator, because looking at this level, I'm just left speechless. I'm pretty sure you know Phigros, a very unique rhythm game in its own right, featuring songs with charts so visually detailed that anyone who looks at the gameplay would be blown away. The game also features charts made in such unique ways that I'm sure you've seen your fair share of people playing them one-handed. But you might already be wondering why the f am I even bringing that game up? Well, some mad motherfucker out there managed to do the impossible and recreate the game into Geometry Dash. Once played, the level opens up with a self-made start menu similar to the one in the actual game. When you go into Song Select, there are 10 songs featured, with tracks such as Milky Ways, Run by Waterflame, On the Run by Shurabon, Moppe Moppe, and so on. Once you start playing the level though, you do run into some issues. I'll just demonstrate with some gameplay recorded for me. Yeah, there are some input issues with it, though that doesn't really take away that much from the effort put into the level. The visual effects are also pretty well made given the limitations of the editor. I'm honestly impressed by it all. It is visible that the creator has put a lot of work behind it, and it shows with what this level is able to offer. Even though it faces some issues due to limitations within GD, it is a good way to introduce the players to rhythm gaming in general. I really hope that the creator makes it even better and more enjoyable, and I wish them the best of luck in doing that. Since we're talking about these levels, I decided to update you on SemiQuaver as well. Since last time I've taken a look at it, the creator has added, well, I'll let you see for yourself. Yes, he added Quar by Camellia. The chart doesn't disappoint either. Whoever made it has done a real good job. I'll put on my Osumania education cap for a second to analyze what patterns the map contains. Alright, there we go. Let's break it down. The map starts off pretty tame, but towards the drop it pumps up its difficulty, eventually transitioning into simple streams and jump streams as it progresses. The drop starts off with a pretty interesting but fun to play section of jump streams, and it keeps the difficulty almost constant until the end, where the map starts playing normally. Except if you played the first version of the chart. Yeah, the first notes of a jump through were misplaced and creatorcreepy didn't notice. That problem was very swiftly fixed after some trial and error with Twitter replies, and Silicosis became the first guy to FC the chart shortly after, followed by Brewski and myself. Even when asked about it, creatorcreepy seemed to be a bit traumatized that this happened at that very moment. But it made for a very funny accidental mistake, and it didn't take much to fix too. And now with everything covered on the level, this is gonna be the final update on it. But don't worry about it, because the creator is considering making a second version of the level, this time paired with a beatmap import for most. If you wanna see that happen in the near future, I'll make sure to leave his Twitter account in the description. The video basically became rhythm games recreated in Geometry Dash at this point, hasn't it? Well, too late to stop now. cause that ain't the end of it. While researching for this video, I found a comment on a Phigros video that actually shocked me. So I decided to search the levels one by one, and I could not believe what I was seeing. Let me show you. There are 2 recreations of ADOFAI in the game, one given to me by creatorcreepy. So I decided to check out both, and I was not let down at all. The first version is a complete one-to-one recreation of the first level of the game, complete with background, details, and everything. The second has its own song select, a small but humble selection of tracks, with each of them being charted by the creator themselves. The issues with both, however, is that one of them isn't finished and the other requires it to hit immediately to play. But aside from that, both levels play great and are each a faithful recreation of a dance of fire and ice in their own right, and we should appreciate that. You've heard about Just Shapes and Beats, right? You know, that story-driven game where you try to avoid obstacles to the beat and beat bosses up. I suppose you have, but if not, I'll link you to a gameplay video from someone so you can get the gist of it. Aside from that, the game has been recreated twice, with one of the levels being a full-fledged fight, so let's review both again. In Shapes and Beats, you're at the bottom of the screen and you have to avoid everything from the top or middle. But Crystal Tokyo plays more akin to an actual JSAB level, and all of the objects come from every direction instead. You are in jetpack mode and you have to fly and avoid every obstacle to the beat. Both levels sync perfectly to the songs chosen and are also extremely detailed. And I gotta say, I'm personally satisfied that such a game has been recreated in Geometry Dash, because I feel like y'all have been sleeping on JSAB and what it has to offer. If you wanna get a glimpse of both levels, I'll leave the IDs in the descriptions for you to enjoy. Before we continue, it's good to put some honorable mentions here. I'm pretty sure some of you might remember Voez as a game. If yes, check out what I found. The chart made for it is extremely faithful to the actual game, but the controls for it are something else. Like, for example, why the f was the jetpack mode used for this? That aside, having the jetpack as a cursor is a very new way of playing rhythm-based levels. To me, it kinda reminds me of Catch the Beat in Nose, where you have to move left and right too. The level has a very cool chart, so I can't really complain, to be honest. The design is amazing too, and it is very relaxing to play. Before we continue, I'll give you some Mosu gameplay to look at. You notice something odd? If you said the font, you'd probably be correct, because that's Geometry Dash. And no, I wish I was fucking joking. This is O2, creatorcreepy's most involved project, coupled with a self-made gameplay aesthetic, a very detailed intro to introduce the level, an accuracy system, and even a goddamn map importer to get your favorite maps in the game. How fucking cool is that? Unfortunately, the level is currently available only with autopilot due to GD's editor restrictions. That aside, it is a very faithful recreation to the game we all love, and probably hate as well, and I appreciate the effort on behalf of the entire Rose community. I also have a proposal for you. Currently, the creator is in the process of making both the also recreation and the second iteration of SemiQuaver as best as they could be. So if you know how to map and also have some gameplay experience, I'll leave his Discord handle so you can reach out. I am sure he'll appreciate the help. For now, those were the GD levels based off of rhythm games. I really like how GD players have started paying homage to the other rhythm games, and I really appreciate 2.2 making that possible through the level editor. I really hope we see other creations in this game, but until then, we'll just have to wait. I wanna give a huge thanks to all of these amazing people on screen, to creatorcreepy for helping with some of the info and permissions for his videos, as well as 8H Mess and the other channel members for supporting the channel. I really appreciate what you've done. Also, sorry for my absence, I was on a little break, then I met up with some of my Osu friends where I was, and honestly, I had a lot of fun with these motherfuckers. Definitely gonna visit again. And now, I hope to see you all next time.